A decade ago, Americans would have called this torture. Today, it is called medicine. Thousands of Americans are turning to acupuncture. Turning your neck till it cracks didn't have much appeal either until recent years, but chiropractors now have a healthy business. And so do naturopaths, who have turned scores of patients onto devil's claw or dandelion root. Why would people who have access to some of the best medical care in the world turn to such methods?
The desperation. 18 specialists told me that what I had was a chronic cervical strain with acute muscle spasms, and that it may get better and may never get better. Live with it. And I said, no way.
I wasn't getting anywhere with the Veterans Bureau.
I didn't know whether I'd have much use for a chiropractic or not. Let me tell you something, he's worked me over. At least I can get around and I don't worry about falling. And now I'm back to work. I get around pretty good. And these other doctors didn't do me no good.
Despite the testimonials, traditional doctors reject many of the claims of the other healers.
Conventional medicine has quite a sound scientific basis, and the sound scientific basis goes back a long way. Some of the theories of acupuncture that go back into antiquity, of course, are mostly superstition and have really no scientific basis that can be proven.
Traditional medicine, as in the practice of Dr. Price, uses only methods that have scientific foundation and proof. While the alternatives have demonstrated success, they aren't always explained in scientific terms. Sometimes they seem to just work. Dr. Price has his testimonials too.
Dr. Price has been our family doctor for over 20 years. My grandmother went to him, Mom does, I do. So he's a family doctor, and he always takes care of it himself really well, or he sends us to a specialist who does, you know.
Have you ever had any dissatisfaction with an orthodox doctor like Dr. Price?
Oh, none whatsoever.
The difference seems to be that traditional medicine uses a method if it can first be scientifically proven to work. The alternatives sometimes use methods that work, then hope to have science find out why. In an interview with producer Ken Strobeck, the president of the Oregon Medical Association said the difference in approach blocks the investigation and verification of new methods.
There's very little intercourse between the professions. We don't find that they are helpful or anyone that we can call on. We'd have to be convinced that what they were doing was fundamentally scientific, based on rational principles.
As far as the OMA is concerned, is there a place for these other alternative kinds of care?
I haven't seen it yet.
While some doctors steer their patients away from the less orthodox techniques, sometimes the other healers and MDs refer patients to each other. In subsequent reports, we'll have a look at some of the more remarkable cases in alternative medicine. Randy Ripplinger reporting for Channel 2 News.